The divorce papers were still warm from the printer when my cousins decided to make a party out of my misery. Aunt Patricia's house buzzed with barely concealed glee as the family gathered for what they called a support dinner, but felt more like a public execution. "Face it, Mira," Cousin Derek said, updating the betting pool on the whiteboard they'd hung in the dining room. "You're screwed. Ryan's keeping the house, the cars, and the business. What do you have left?" I sat quietly, picking at the casserole someone had made, listening to them place bets on how long before I'd have to move back in with my parents. 2 months before she's begging Mom and Dad for rent money, Ashley laughed, adding her $20 to the pool. What was she thinking, signing that prenup? She wasn't thinking, Brandon added. Too busy playing with her computers to read the fine print. This is what happens when you marry up and don't protect yourself. The betting pool categories were written in Derek's neat handwriting. Time until homeless, 2 to 6 months. First job, retail versus food service. Moving back with parents, yes/no. Bankruptcy filing, within 1 year. Start looking for shelters, Cousin Jade joked, though her eyes held genuine malice. Or maybe Ryan will let you clean the house you used to live in. Ryan, my ex-husband who'd built his empire on the real estate company I'd helped him start, using my tech skills to create the systems that made it successful. But because I'd been the supportive wife working from home, my contributions were invisible. Legally worthless. At least she's got her computer skills, Uncle Frank offered, trying to be kind. Maybe she can do tech support? Tech support, Derek scoffed. She's been out of the real job market for 8 years. Who's going to hire a 35-year-old woman with no recent corporate experience? I did work, I said quietly. I ran all of Ryan's digital infrastructure. Playing with websites isn't a job. Ashley cut me off. It's a hobby, like your little Bitcoin thing you were always talking about. Remember that phase? The room erupted in laughter. Oh, they remembered. Back in 2011, when I'd tried to explain cryptocurrency at Thanksgiving, they'd mocked me for weeks. Myra's magical internet money became a running joke. How much did you waste on that? Brandon asked. $8,000? 2,500, I admitted. More laughter. Derek actually fell off his chair. You spent $2,500 on fake internet coins? No wonder Ryan's divorcing you. Financial incompetence. I pulled out my phone, not to defend myself, but because a notification had popped up. My crypto wallet app, which I checked maybe once a month these days. The market was doing something interesting. Look at her, probably checking job listings already, Jade smirked. What's the going rate for failed housewives these days? I wasn't just a housewife, I protested, though I knew it was futile. I managed. You managed to lose everything, Ashley interrupted, including your dignity. Did you see the Instagram post of Ryan with his new girlfriend? 23 and a model. Investment banker, Patricia corrected. She's an investment banker and a model. Even better, Derek laughed. Upgrade in every department. I opened the crypto app, my heart stopping as I saw the numbers. Bitcoin had hit a new all-time high. My forgotten wallet, the one I'd written off as a foolish investment years ago, showed a balance that couldn't be real. The shelter on 5th Street is supposed to be nice, Brandon continued. They have Wi-Fi. You can keep playing with your computers there. I hear they're hiring at McDonald's, Ashley added. Management track if you have a degree. Oh wait, you dropped out to marry Ryan, didn't you? I blinked at my phone screen. The number didn't change. I opened my calculator app, certain I was misreading the decimal points. 50 Bitcoin. Purchased at $50 each in 2011. Current price, $76,000 per Bitcoin. Earth to Mira. Derek snapped his fingers in front of my face. We're trying to plan your homeless intervention here. The least you could do is pay attention. Sorry, I mumbled, my fingers shaking as I did the math again. I was just checking my Bitcoin. Oh God, not the Bitcoin thing again, Patricia groaned. Honey, you need to face reality. Your internet money can't save you now. How much is it worth now? Brandon asked mockingly. $100? 200? Maybe you can buy a tent. I looked up from my phone, meeting each of their eyes in turn. The betting pool chart on the wall. The smug satisfaction on their faces. The absolute certainty that I was ruined. $380 million, I said quietly. The room went silent. A fork clattered onto a plate. What? Ashley laughed nervously. Did you say? 380 million, I repeated, turning my phone screen toward them. Actually 380,400,000. It fluctuates by a few million every hour. Derek was the first to move, lunging for my phone. That's impossible. It's a scam. A glitch. It's not a glitch. I pulled my phone back. I bought 50 Bitcoin in 2011 for $2,500. You all mocked me. Called it Mira's monopoly money. Told me I was wasting Ryan's hard-earned cash. But, Patricia's face had gone white. That means I'm worth more than everyone in this room combined, I said, the reality of it hitting me as I spoke. More than Ryan and his real estate empire. More than his little investment banker girlfriend could make in 1,000 lifetimes. Prove it, Brandon demanded. Transfer some. Show us it's real. I actually laughed. Transfer it to whom? The same people betting on my homelessness? The family who've spent the last 2 hours planning my failure. We were just joking. Ashley protested, her voice shrill. We were worried about you. So worried you made a betting pool? I stood up, suddenly feeling lighter than I had in years. So concerned you were taking bets on whether I'd be in retail or food service? The betting pool chart seemed to mock them now, Derek's neat handwriting a monument to their cruelty. Mira, sweetie, Patricia tried, her tone switching to honey. You know we've always supported you. This divorce has just been so hard on everyone. No, I cut her off. It's been hard on me. You all just saw an opportunity to feel superior. To mock the family failure who married up and got dumped. My phone rang. My lawyer, who I'd been avoiding because I couldn't afford his retainer. Mira, I just got the strangest call from Ryan's attorney. Something about you hiding assets? He's claiming you have significant cryptocurrency holdings that weren't disclosed. How would he know that? I asked, then looked at my cousins' guilty faces. Who called him? Derek couldn't meet my eyes. His phone was in his hand. You called Ryan? I asked, incredulous. You called my ex-husband to report assets you thought were fake? We thought, if you were hiding money. Ashley stammered. The prenup has fraud clauses. You tried to get me in legal trouble over Bitcoin you didn't believe existed? I laughed, harsh and bitter. That's a new low, even for this family. Mira, my lawyer continued. I need to know if this is true. Do you have cryptocurrency assets? I do, I confirmed, watching my family's faces. Purchased in 2011, long before I met Ryan. Premarital assets. Not subject to the prenup. How much are we talking about? $380 million. The lawyer went quiet. Then, I'll call you back. Do not talk to anyone about this. And maybe think about better security than your current living situation. I hung up, looking around the room at my stunned relatives. So much for the betting pool, huh? Mira, Uncle Frank finally spoke. That kind of money, you need family now more than ever. To protect you. Guide you. Guide me? I repeated. Like you guided me to shelters? Like you protected me with your betting pool. We didn't know, Patricia started. Exactly. You didn't know. You didn't ask. You just assumed I was worthless without Ryan. Assumed I'd fail. Assumed the only value I had was as entertainment for your cruel little games. I picked up my purse, my phone still glowing with that impossible number. I'm going to go. I have lawyers to hire. Accountants to interview. A life to build. Where will you stay? Jade asked, perhaps realizing the shelter jokes weren't aging well. The Four Seasons to start, I said. Then maybe I'll buy something. I hear Ryan's putting our old house on the market. Might make a nice guest cottage for my new estate. You can't just leave, Derek protested. We're family. It was just jokes. I paused at the door, looking back at the betting pool one last time. You want to know the really funny part? If any of you had been kind, had offered genuine help instead of mockery, I would have shared. Set up trusts for the kids, helped with mortgages, made sure everyone was comfortable. The room was silent except for Patricia's sharp intake of breath. But you showed me who you really are. People who find joy in others' misfortune. Who mistake cruelty for humor. Who see family as entertainment rather than support. Mira, please, Ashley started. Save it, I said. Use that $20 you bet against me to buy yourself a conscience. As I walked to my car, my phone exploded with texts. We were kidding. It's your family duty to share. You can't abandon us over jokes. This is selfish. I blocked each number methodically. Then I called my lawyer back. I want to establish a foundation, I said, sitting in my beat-up Honda, soon to be replaced. For women rebuilding after divorce. Women whose families failed them. Women who need actual support, not betting pools. That's admirable, he said. What do you want to call it? I thought about it, then smiled. The shelter fund. Because when my family told me to look for shelters, I found something else instead. And your family? What family? I asked, driving away from Patricia's house for the last time. I'm an orphan who just won the lottery. 6 months later, I stood in my new home, a beautiful estate with ocean views that, yes, made Ryan's house look like a guest cottage. The shelter fund had already helped dozens of women, providing not just money but resources. Lawyers, therapists, financial advisors. My phone rang. Unknown number. Mira? It's Derek. Look, I know you blocked everyone, but I got a new phone. We need to talk. My business is failing, and if you could just... I hung up and blocked the new number. My assistant, yes, I had an assistant now, knocked on my office door. Ms. Martinez? The documentary crew is here. They're doing a feature on crypto success stories. Send them in, I said, then paused. Actually, wait. Let me grab something first. I went to my desk and pulled out a photo I'd saved. A picture Ashley had posted on Instagram the night of the betting pool. The whole family laughing around that whiteboard, champagne glasses raised, celebrating my impending homelessness. I'd had it printed and framed. My reminder that sometimes the best revenge isn't proving people wrong. It's proving them so catastrophically wrong that their cruelty becomes the foundation of your success story. The documentary would tell the story of a woman who turned $2,500 into $380 million. But more importantly, it would tell the story of a family who bet against their own blood and lost everything that mattered. The betting pool chart? I'd bought it from Derek when he auctioned off his possessions. It hangs in my office at the Shelter Fund, a reminder to every woman who walks through our doors. The people betting against you don't get to define your odds. And sometimes, just sometimes, the house doesn't always win.